Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today, the Live Music Nation podcast, Festival Edition. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we're with Dolly Patton. She is with the Mad Festival. Dolly, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Dolly, give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up? Talk just a little bit about your family and your career.
Okay. I grew up over in rural Florence County, South Carolina, which is about an hour from where I work and where I live. And I went to rural schools and then went to Francis Marion University and was a school teacher for a little while. Worked at Disney World and then went into nonprofit work and have been doing that for the last 30 years. Done everything from Harvest Hope Food Bank program to running a magazine. And I spent the last 16 years at a public park where we raised money to host events and put in outdoor sculptures and build this really beautiful environmental park.
All right, that works. Tell us a little bit. I always basically three basic questions people are going to want to know. What does your festival look like? What does it smell like, meaning food? And what does it sound like, meaning environment, entertainment, rides, activities, those kind of things. So let's start with the look, the smell, and the sound.
Well, I work for the Arts Center of Kershaw County here in Camden, South Carolina, and it's been around for about 50 years, almost. Our 50th anniversary will be next year. And many, many years ago, they had a festival called the Mad Festival, and folks asked me to consider bringing that back when I started here 2 years ago. Mad Festival stands for music, art, drama, and some dance. So we'll have a week-long celebration, October 2nd through the 8th of 2023. And there'll be activities throughout the week that go on during the day and the evening and culminate on that Saturday and Sunday with closing performances. We're partnering with Preservation South Carolina, so they'll make a presentation about a fabulous, amazing historical potter, Dave the Potter. We'll have an exhibit in our visual arts gallery, a fiber artist who focuses on abstract quilts. And in our theater, we have two theaters, our small black box theater, we'll have a presentation of the play Quilters, which is a small musical. It talks about quilting, and that'll go along with the gallery show. We'll do a class on barn quilts so people can come and paint a quilt. And we're also partnering with students at the University of South Carolina to bring some chamber music over to the county. So they'll do a performance during the day in a church, but they'll also go to the library in one of our very rural small towns called Bethune. We're looking at bringing some music over to another small town in Elgin, but really spreading art throughout the county. On that Saturday, we'll have some food trucks. You said food. We
Yep.
want to have food.
People always want to know about food.
You got to have food and live music from 10 to 4 on our little outdoor stage. And that will vary as well from local performers to, there's a group in Columbia, South Carolina that I want to bring, Flat Out Strangers. I haven't talked with them, so they're not confirmed, but they do a gypsy jazz. And there's a group called the Palmetto Swing Dancers. I'd love to have them come and do a dance demonstration. So we're still refining the details of the day. And then there'll be visual artists as an artist market out in our big green space where all this will be occurring. And then Sunday afternoon, we'll do a brunch at a local church and have a closing concert, probably at a public park.
Yeah, that's even better. Very good. I like how you spread it out for the community. Dolly, talk about the importance of this to the community. What makes it so important for your community?
Well, it's important to, art is transformational. Visual art, performing arts, it changes your life. And it also provides us an opportunity to build our community and connect to each other. The socialization that you receive from attending outdoor events together or indoor, attending a play in a theater, the experience of seeing beautiful artwork on the wall, it gives you that social connectivity that's so important, and it builds community. We've seen some beautiful examples. We did a theater production earlier this year where one of our actors, a young student, lost their life, and it was a beautiful experience to watch those children gather around each other and support each other through a tragedy. So it's art really is so crucial to your life.
No one knows that better than an artist for sure. Okay, couple of fun questions. I travel the U.S. We tour and do live music and entertainment for a living full time. So I always like to just survey. So I'm going to ask you this question, Dolly. What's the best concert you've ever been to?
Well, I know the timing on this is sounds a little cliche, but Tina Turner's the best concert I've ever been to. I
Really?
saw her
Where?
in Charlotte 15 years ago. Always when people ask me the best concert, she's my top. And then Prince came to Columbia twice. And the first time he did the performance in the round, and I will never forget Little Red Corvette. He was on the stool, he was with his guitar. It was just very simple. It was fantastic. Those are my
Wow.
two favorites.
All right, dead or alive, you could bring one musical act. Who would you bring?
Well, an attainable goal is a band that I've heard out of Nashville, Annie Selleck and the Hot Nashville Club. They do that gypsy jazz. They're a lot of fun. She's a fabulous guitar player. That's somebody I really truly am looking at bringing to the Art Center. Big scale, a Dolly dream would be Harry Connick Jr. I've always wanted to have him local in a small concert setting. I just think that'd be really fun. If I wanted to please my daughter, I would bring Taylor Swift, but we know that will never happen.
Right. Well, no, this is all hypothetical. You're fine.
Right. Okay, Taylor Swift. Let's bring her.
There you go. There you go. Okay. I've asked a ton of questions today for you. I've been a little selfish in that. This is an opportunity for you to ask me a question. Dolly, what would you ask me?
So what made you get this job? How did you end up where you are?
You mean with the podcast?
Yeah.
So COVID hit. We're touring full time, and we saw both ends of the spectrum. We saw venues who were evolving and looking for creative ways to keep their doors open and keep people entertained and cheer them up. We saw businesses who were collapsing and just giving up, throwing in the towel and closing their doors. And so I thought, okay, listen, we need to be able to share the information from these venues that are making it work, that are evolving their businesses so they can survive for their employees, for their customers. And so that's really where the podcast came from. In the middle of COVID, we said, hey, let's get this word out there. Let's just, it's not like it wasn't secrets, but it was, how do you comply with your local restrictions and still able to serve food or alcohol or to go, or we had people who were putting bands outside of their venue and doing order up, to go food, giving their clients and their customers something to listen to, all the while live streaming and doing all those other things that we all did as we go through there. And then it's just evolved. Now that COVID is over and people want to travel, they're willing to travel further and further and further to go to new places, new venues, try new food, hear new music, see different new activities. And so really that's just where it's evolved, and we really enjoy it. It's a great question. That's an absolute great question. Dolly, how do people find out more about the Mad Festival and the other events that you have going on through the year?
So our season at the Art Center is winding up. We have one more concert, June 10th. Dick Goodwin's big band. He's masterful musician and group that's been around the Midlands for a very long time and traveled the world. That's on June 10th. We will announce our new season in July, and we'll announce the details of the Mad Festival in July as well. So they'll be able to visit our website, artscenterkc.org.
There you go.
The information there.
Absolutely. Dolly, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. I had a good time. I hope you'll call me back up in October in the festival. I'll show you what's going on.
Absolutely.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine.